Hi, I'm Jarrod Oxendine, a Georgia family law attorney, pleased to present part 3 of Your Path to Happily Ever After Divorce, sharing what people need to know about divorce and life after it. Most people view the divorce process as a legal maze. You walk in the entryway and have no idea which way to go or what move to make to get you to the end. That uncertainty is where the anxiety lives. You're afraid of a judge who doesn't know you making decisions about your house, your bank accounts, and your children. But divorce isn't a total maze. It's actually a straightforward process. If you understand the mechanics, you can control the outcome. At Oxendine Law, we don't just handle your case, we give you the map so you never feel lost in your own life again. Every email from your spouse feels like a crisis or at least a targeted accusation. Human nature tells us to react, to defend ourselves against every allegation. This is where people exhaust themselves. They spend all their emotional energy on the small battles and have nothing left for the war. The human side of this process is realizing that while your heart is breaking, the court is looking for data. We help you transition from the victim of a breakup to the strategist of a legal matter. In Georgia, the divorce process has a rhythm. It starts with the petition, setting the legal tone. Then we move into the discovery phase, which is the deep dive into the facts of your marriage. This isn't just about bank statements, although it certainly includes finances. It's also about the truth of your lifestyle. Then comes mediation. Most people think they're headed for a 12-person jury trial, but 95% of cases end in mediation. And usually, when we do have a trial, it's in front of a judge, not a jury, although in Georgia, you can still have a jury case. Georgia is one of the rare states where you can still have a jury trial, but most people pursue a bench trial. But why? Why would you potentially find yourself in this situation or not find yourself in that situation? Because at our firm, we actually prepare every case as if we're going to trial, which paradoxically is the only way to ensure the other side settles fairly. In other words, we build and use the discovery phase to gather the evidence that's needed so that mediation becomes a negotiation of your terms, not theirs, and also gives you a greater likelihood of success in actually settling your case at mediation and avoiding trial altogether, whether it's a judge trial by bench or a jury trial. The legal maze isn't that scary once you realize we're the ones holding the flashlight. Once you understand the timeline, the panic starts to fade. You realize that you aren't just waiting for a judge to decide your fate, you're actively participating in the construction of your future. You stop asking, what is happening to me? And start asking, what is our next move? Even when you understand the legal roadmap, there's still one area where the logic of the court may invoke a flood of emotions, the issue of how your children's future is going to be decided. The legal process is clinical and transactional until it comes to your kids. That's why in episode 4, we're talking about custody and children, which is what really matters. I'm Jarrod Oxendine, and this is your path to happily ever after divorce.